you glad, because it is something that you have never experienced before. It's absolutely a pure adrenaline rush, and that's all it is. There's like that second of time where your body goes, uh-oh, you goofed, it's too late, you're gonna die, and then you feel the tug of the cord and you bounce back. It's something that everybody should experience at least once.
I was talking to this one guy who said when the first time he jumped, he like let go of the thing, he got the countdown, he let go, and it was at that second when your stomach drops off. He said he's like started flapping his arms. He thought,
but he's flying.
He thought he was gonna try to, because it's a natural response. Your body says that's it, you blew it, you're dead. But
and then there's the other thing too, where your body and your mind sometimes thinks that so many things could go wrong. You could hit the ground, the cord could break, you could hit your head on the platform. There's so many things that could go wrong if the equipment is just not up to par. That you really have to watch it. But once the equipment works and you work and it all happens, boy, there's just no other feeling like it.
There've been accidents, but
and we're not necessarily even daredevils. We're just guys who like a little bit of a thrill. Daredevils, I think, like to present themselves with a measure of failures, to make it more of a 50-50 chance that you possibly could go wrong. But we're just exactly the opposite. We're so incredibly safety conscious that everything is checked out before, and do not do this if you're an amateur. You've got to really have it together in order to do this the right way.
And the people running the thing, I mean, if it was unsafe in any way, they wouldn't let you go.
Exactly.
They wouldn't even set up the crane.
Because the thing that these people do not need is some kind of death hanging over their head. So everybody's really careful about it. So I don't, when people call us daredevils, it's like, no, I don't think so, because we're not daring. We're not leaving anything to chance.
Yeah.
We're trying to make it as safe as possible. Because hey, we don't want to get busted up. We just want to have a little bit, adrenaline rush, a little thrill.
That's what it is, man. It is.
Just got to close your eyes and go. You just got to do it.
Now, I love monster truck events. My brother and I come down here as much as we can, to these things. We take our own personal trucks out here. Everything about them is extreme, and that's a good example is the loser's truck at a race. A lot of times they'll destroy it. They'll destroy the entire thing just for the crowd. It's that kind of audience participation, and they really get involved with it. And they do it differently every time. Like sometimes they'll take the loser's truck, the loser from the monster truck event, and they'll trash it with the other monster trucks. This particular event, my brother and I were racing our own personal trucks, and it was a little bit different. And they took Muscle Beach up, the loser of the monster truck event, and they hoisted up the top of a crane and dropped it. I mean, it's just these wild kind of ideas, and it's really extreme. I mean, who would think of dropping like that thing weighs tons, and it's a real gas. I mean, we like to like go around and do a little off-road driving and stuff, and tell you the truth though, neither of us have got the money or a lot of the time to like get our trucks into full race condition. So basically they're just, he's got an old stock Chevy, like a 65, and I've got a Jeep, and we take him out to these things because it gives us a chance to go through a course, see what it's like, to drive these courses as fast as we can, get a little bit of competition in, and see what it's like to race under pressure in like a big arena, and to go through the whole rigmarole of filling out the forms and being in a race. And eventually, if we get more money and stuff, we start dumping into our cars, we'd like to keep doing it all the time, and maybe do it full time. Maybe eventually get to the point where we'll get get a monster truck and start driving in circuits around the country. But the events And the monster truck races are just fantastic because it's this broad spectrum appeal that they have to all kinds of people. You can come down here, with your friends, your family. Everybody can come down here and just hoot and holler and just like scream and egg on your favorite monster truck. Or everybody's got somebody that's driving, their own truck, when it comes time, for the personal course. And everybody can get involved, like cars, motorcycles, everything gets involved here. And it's really challenging. The course, from a distance, you look at it and go, oh, it looks like a couple of hills. So that looks pretty easy. Well, you get on it, and it's not easy. If you drive it hard, you're usually going to wind up breaking something. Hopefully not yourself, but you'll wind up breaking something on your truck. My brother's truck broke an axle, and we found out after he got through the course. And it's not that uncommon. You find out that, like, in fact, I have a suspicion that a lot of the guys who come down here even try to wreck their trucks. And it's like they have this. They just keep pushing it a little bit harder each time, and you get a great thrill out of it. I mean, you hit the course and these bumps and these hills really hard, and before you know it, you're flying through the air and you're landing really hard, and you get a little used to that, and pretty soon, before you know it, you're doing it more and more, and sooner or later, something breaks. And I think a lot of these guys come out here wanting to do that intentionally, because a lot of what they're bringing out here are old, beat-up trucks that have been, second cars for a long time, and they've just been sitting around taking up space, and so they trash them. They'll lose a tranny. They'll wipe out the front end or something. It really doesn't matter to them, and they'll just want to push themselves and their truck to that point. And that's one of the really great things about it, because everybody in the stands is screaming and hollering and really egging everyone on to just keep getting more air, to keep getting higher on those jumps, to keep pushing it harder on the hill. And this is a great spirit. When my brother and I saw that the big monster truck, Muscle Beach, the loser of the race, fall on the crane, I mean, it was just incredible. There was this electricity that just went through the entire crowd. It just can't even be described. And that's a really good example of the kind of things that happen at monster truck events. This has got to be the only country in the world, the USA, that has got monster truck events. I can't imagine that they would have it in France, and I can't imagine any other country really getting into it or having the broad base support. And it's just fantastic. I mean, where else are they going to take a big, gigantic monster truck and waste it, drop it, and then everyone immediately comes up to these things and just checks them out and talks about them, and it's really exciting. It's just a great event that everyone can come down to, everyone can kind of participate in, and it's something that'll be going on for a long time. I think it's definitely part of the American car culture, and I'm going to be coming back for sure.
The tank, like I said, is 1948 M4, and it's an old military surplus I got from back east. It'll have the van body on it, the school bus, and it's again sponsored by Ed's 4x4 along with everything I've got. It'll be the first tank I've ever had. I've had several monster trucks in the past. I've been involved in building 31 monster trucks to date and mud tractor tire trucks. We've been running out of Ed's for several years. Ed has a tractor tire 4x4 truck that won first place in a point series, and I had one that won second place in point series. So we're pretty proud about what we've